All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for being here. Lovely, lovely Monday evening. I hope you had a wonderful day, or I hope you're having a wonderful day in case your day is just starting. I know some people are listening from East Coast, so your timing might be different. But it's good to be here with you. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Thank God it's Monday. Lovely to be here. Let me start by Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for tapping on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, please tap as well. And also like the live. These things help to get the live to the FYP. If you are on YouTube, please like and share. Facebook as well, kindly like and share. If you're joining us on Twitter, please like and repost. Also, if you're on TikTok, please click it. These things do help the live session a lot. All right, once again, good evening. Thank you very much for joining us today. And we have good news, and then we have some interesting news as well. I'm sure we're going to have all the conversations together. But before we do that, let me welcome Shemotiki Abby. Tida, thank you very much for the heart me. Thank you, that's appreciated. If you're on TikTok, please drop out me of gifts. Let's push this to the FYP together. All right. Today we are going to start with the good news, but before we do that, let me just check YouTube to be sure we're good, and then we can get started together. I hope you enjoyed the music, by the way. I was having a blast. I don't think Asha can ever miss. And Olon Jeko ever miss Lagbara Olon because she's just good. Interestingly, myself and my mentor were talking about a show that both of us had attended, we didn't know each other at the time. Time flies. But I'm glad that the music is still good and she's still doing very well. All right, we're good on YouTube now, so we can get started. Akado says you like the jazz session. You know what? I actually prefer the jazz folk, because but I noticed that Nigerians like to dance, so I'm usually forced to play Afrobeat. Not that I don't like Afrobeat, I do like Afrobeat, but I think most of our songs are too BBB. You can't contemplate with most of the songs that we put out there, to be honest. But you can dance, which also has its place, doesn't it? But yeah, jazz music is jazz music, and I don't think anything comes close, right? Her sister and her twin sons were abducted, and that generated a lot of Emma Bino. Some people are writing interesting things on TikTok, but I'll do as if I can't see it because Kosami Lori my Kashika. All right. And lots of conversations have been going on that matter for a bit now. Of course, when you add that to the challenging situation we're facing in the local government of your state, it makes it even more concerning. But the good news is that Adelabu's sister and the boys have now been released, right? They secured their release. I'm looking at the picture here. I mean, a video actually with the lady and her two sons. But there's something quite interesting. I think I'm just going to play it. I don't know if you'll be able to make out. Please take a listen to this. All right, for some reason, I don't think it's coming up on the other device.
outside. I mean, throw it outside. I'm videoing, sir. You cannot go into a dark room like that. I'm videoing. Yeah, okay. Thomas, sleep. Come Wait, calm down. You're safe. Calm down, you're safe. Come. Go out. You're safe. You're safe. Put on your life. Where do you go? Why this one is okay?
All right, so that's a footage, or the footage from the restoration, and they were shouting earlier when they found one of the abductors hiding. Another good news, of course, is that regardless of the different political divides, that the governor of Oyo State, Governor Seyi Makinde, and Adelabu, who belongs to the APC, regardless of their differences in terms of political parties, the governor actually visited Chief Adelabu following the abduction of the sister and twins. So let's take a listen to this very quickly.
Excellence.
Sorry.
All right, that was actually before the rescue operation, and now there's another video here where the Commissioner of Police visited the kidnappers' den in Lakom, along Ayegun Olojoro Road, Ibadan, where the sister of former Minister Adelabu and her children were held captive. I think we should be able to get something from the place in this video. Take a listen.
Yes, sir. We are right at the scene of where the kidnappers brought the victims. So, what are the things that you think that we should know about this, sir?
You have seen it all about of whoever is the victim. So what is there is that you have seen that this house is within a premises. People have been seeing them coming in here without anybody reporting the conduct. And according to those who we have the victims that we have interviewed, they said they will be hearing what the happenings in the other compound, but they cannot come out. So obviously, what is there is that if you see something, you say something. If they have done that, maybe for a while, we would have been able to arrest them before now.
Okay, what's your message to residents of Oyo State regarding when they have any or have idea of any sinister activities like this around them?
And they should report to the security agencies so that we can take necessary action.
Okay.
So, is there any updates?
I have.
Can you help us to describe how they were arrested? They were arrested. How the information was received? If it was a collaboration between the local vigilantes, give us a hint.
You say after the incident on the 3rd of this month, we had a technical intelligence, and based on that, we made follow-up, which resulted to this. So it was purely through intelligence.
There are information making the rounds, sir, that this is politically motivated. How true is that, sir?
We are still investigating.
Okay, sir.
There are some closeness to the people of Oyo State, because in 2016 there was a law signed by the former immediate past governor against kidnapping. What do we expect? Because this is a building that was used for the to commit the crime. What do we expect? What should the public expect after this, sir?
The public should expect that the governor will take a decisive decision as regards this place.
There are rumors going around that Sonego has hands in this rescue operation. How true is that?
I'm not aware of that.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much for listening to that, and kudos to the Nigerian Police Force. Only so it's okay that we call them to order, that we ask them to do better when it comes to securing our borders, particularly with the issue that happened at the local government area. And we're still calling on them to do, what they have to do to secure the release of those people who were abducted. However, I think it's also good to appreciate them when they're doing a good job, and this particular one is actually quite good. Still on that matter, the police PRO Oyo State, Olayinka Ayonlade, narrates how the police rescued ex-minister Adelabu's sister and her twin sons after they were kidnapped. This is from Channels TV. Please take a listen to this.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, listener.
All right, so we've seen the video. We're grateful that the rescue happened. None of the victims was hurt. We understand 2 persons were neutralized among the kidnappers. So maybe give us a clear picture of what we saw. So many things have happened. People have doubted their state. People have said all kinds of things. But it's an opportunity for the police to give their own report. Tell us how this happened and where did this happen?
So thank you. So the incident happened. The woman was kidnapped on the 3rd alongside her 2 sons while she was dropping them in school. And ever since then, on the directive of the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olakunjoru and these 2, PSC Daga, NPM, the Commissioner of Police immediately coordinated a rescue operation together in conjunction with the operative of the Force Intelligence Department, IRT operatives. And since then, we've been on the trail of the perpetrator. One of the perpetrators by name, popularly called Oloro, has been on the command watch list. The operatives continue to trail him until his eventual arrest on Thursday. After his arrest and a interrogation, he continued to cooperate with the operatives, which led to arrest of another of his conspirator, called Dari, popularly called Solution here in Ibadan. The 2 of them cooperated and they explained how the operation was carried out. So they began the operations around May of this month when Dari, Solution, popularly called Solution, approached to one of the mother of the victim, and this upon several other analysis of their digital footprints, we were able to discover that they had their lifestyle, their routines are surveilled, and there are details of their activities. Our initial plan was to clean up the mother. However, they realized that it was the driver that usually take them to school, and they changed their plan to go for the kids. Unfortunately for them, or luckily for them, that day it was the mother that dropped them in school, and they swung into action, adopted them, and took them to then an unknown location. So the operative continued intelligence-led operation, leaving no stone unturned in ensuring that they were rescued on earth, because that was the mandate and the directive of the Inspector General of Police. And we've been on that until on the 6th at 7:30, when their hideout was stormed at Ayegun here in Ibadan. And upon citing the operatives, one of the gang member who was on the lookout, identified by the name Kelechi, who had traveled from Lagos to come and participate in this operation, opened fire on the operative, and the operatives professionally and with tactical precision neutralized him and his the second, who was also there to give a covering fire for him, neutralized the two of them, recovered their pump action rifle, and they moved into, like you see in the video that was, of course, that was gone viral there. They were able to rescue the mother and the two sons. They arrested one other accomplice in the operation.
You know, this points to a trend we have seen in kidnapping such as this, where someone close to the victims or the victim is usually fingered as part of the gang or those who conspired to kidnap. So you're saying that someone close to the family was a part of this?
Of course. Someone close to the family who happened to be a personal assistant by name Shegun was one of those who were picked. He was the one that was approached by Dari to let them, give them an inside information of how the family lives, their lifestyle, their routine, and all of that.
So, wow.
Right. The lizard always comes in through the cracks in the wall. May God protect us, and we all should be extra vigilant, particularly in this period where terrible human beings are just being, terrible. But yeah, that's good news from, Ibadan. That's Adelabu family. Also, the Oyo State government, in a very swift move, has demolished the kidnappers' den following rescue of Adelabu's relatives. The Oyo State government, I'm going to, give me a second, I'm going to reach you from Punch, and I'm going to play the video. Okay. All right. Oyo demolishes kidnappers' den following rescue. I'll take that slowly. Oyo demolishes kidnappers' den following rescue of Adelabu's relatives. This is from Punch newspaper. The Oyo State government on Monday began the demolition of a kidnappers' hideout located in the Lakaon community along the Ayegun-Olojoro Road in Ibadan. The structure was identified as the operational base where Mrs. Olaide Adegoke John Paul, the younger sister of former Minister of Power Chief Adebayo Adelabu, and her 12-year-old twin sons were held captive before their rescue over the weekend. Sharing a video of the demolition on X on Monday, an Oyo-based local media platform, Oyo Affairs, wrote, the Oyo State government has demolished kidnappers' den at Lakon Ayegun Olojoro Road, Ibadan, where the sister of former Minister Adebayo Adelabu and her children were held captive. The flattening of the criminal den was said to follow a high-powered security assessment of the site, led by the Oyo State Commissioner of Police, Oluwagbemiga Abimbola, on Sunday. Please take a quick listen to this. Give me a second. All right, so I don't know how I don't think you can get much out of this, but then of course you hear sound of, so essentially they went with bulldozers, raised the building to the ground, and it's quite nice what happened in this particular instance. Someone says Kelechi from Lagos has out now. It means Kelechi lived in Lagos and then he traveled from Lagos State to Ibadan to commit an atrocity and then opened fire on security agents, security operatives who then, killed him. So, yeah, they're not saying Kelechi is from Lagos. They're just saying that Kelechi, anyway, before we move on from Adebayo Adelabu's news, here is his mother offering prayers of gratitude following the release of her daughter and her grandchildren. Take a listen to this.
Tí mo sunkún tí mo rẹ́ni ìgbà mí tí mo rẹ́ni rẹ̀ mí lẹ́kún tọ́lọ́mbà mi fi àṣírí àwọn ẹni tó sì dáhùn ọmọ mi ó jáde láyọ̀ tó dá àwọn ọmọ mi wálé láyọ̀ àtàlẹ́ tí mo sì ráwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta pé Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kàkọ́ pẹ̀lú náà lọ́wọ́ mo dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run mo ní lọ́run lójú inú mi dùn gan-an mo sì dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn tó bá mi ṣe akitiyan tọ́lọ́run ràn lórí ẹ̀ náà táwọn ọmọ náà fi mú wálé láti dàrú kùnú gbèkùngbè kọ́lọ́run ó tú wọn sílẹ̀ bí mo ṣe ń gbàdúrà tọmọ mi láti dàrú mò ń gbà tiẹ̀ náà ó tiẹ̀ kú ọ̀la títà àwọn ọmọ mi ó ṣẹlẹ̀ mo sun ẹkún kíkorò lórí fóònù gbà tí mo ráwọn ọmọ yìí tí mo mọ̀ pé tèmi náà ń bọ̀ láàárọ̀ ọjọ́ kejì ọmọ mi gbọ́mọ lọ skul ni òkè bí náà wọ́n ti dá wọn lọ́nà tí a fi gbé wọn lọ ṣùgbọ́n mo dúpẹ́ Ọlọ́run tó sì tú àwọn ọmọ mi sílẹ̀ tó fún ọ ní ìdẹ́ndì yóò tú àwọn yòókù náà sílẹ̀ ìkákan ò ní dòkú wálé gbogbo ọmọ ẹsẹ̀ ara wọn wọ́n èrè wálé Ọlọ́run wà bá wa dáwọ́ ọ̀rú ẹ̀dùn lórílẹ̀-èdè wa yóò bá wa tún ìjọba Nàìjíríà ṣe yóò bá wa tún orílẹ̀-èdè wa ṣe Ọlọ́run ó wà gbá ìjọba fún rẹ̀ yóò bá wa mọ̀ ṣe ìjọba yóò mọ̀ tì wá lẹ́yìn kò ní lójú tí a gbogbo àwọn tó ń darí wa nínú ìjọba Ọlọ́run yóò máa tọ́ wọn Ọlọ́run ó máa kọ́ wọn Ọlọ́run ó máa fi ọ̀nà òtítọ́ àti òdodo yóò máa wọn lágbára Ọlọ́run èmi ní Mrs. Olúfúnmiláyọ̀ Adelabu Àdùkẹ́ JP ìyálóde olójú oró.
Thank God. All right. So I'm glad we're starting on a positive note this evening. That's that about the Adelabu family, and it's such a delight to know that the family was rescued. And I like the way the mama prayed. Bolanche down day, down tó wà nínú ìgbèkùn lóríire local government and ọlọ́run máa dá wọn náà dé in local government náà ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ oríire ọlọ́run dá wọn náà dé lágbára ọlọ́run. May God, may they also experience freedom. All right, moving away from that, I'm going to read something to you from the Oyo State Police Command. I'll be reading some things from different police commands. The Oyo State Police Command debunks false report of death of a adopted school child, warns purveyors of misinformation. Edrono, I'm nothing to gain from, it's bad enough what's happening. So why on earth would anybody want to, broadcast fake news about these people? It's just sad. Anyway, let me read the report to you. Again, the press release I meant to say. The Oyo State Police Command has observed with grave concern the second incident at Aoro, Isiele Orire local government area, has died while in captivity. The command categorically states that the report is false, misleading, mischievous, and without any factual basis whatsoever. At no time has the Oyo State Police Command nor any other recognized security agency involved in the ongoing rescue efforts confirmed such a development. The publication is a fabrication carefully crafted by individuals whose objective is to arouse unnecessary public sentiment, create panic, spread fear, and undermine ongoing security operations. It is particularly disturbing that the authors of the report deliberately employed emotional narratives, speculative claims, and unverified accounts in the calculated attempt to manipulate public opinion and generate anxiety among residents. Such conduct not only constitutes a disservice to responsible journalism, but also advances the very objectives of criminal elements and terror merchants who thrive on fear, uncertainty, and public distress. The command wishes to assure members of the public that concerted efforts by security agencies remain ongoing and that all operational activities concerning the incident are being pursued with the utmost professionalism, diligence, and confidentiality. The dissemination of false information at such a critical time has the potential to jeopardize ongoing efforts cause unnecessary trauma to affected families and mislead the general public. But I think at this point, people should stop. And I'm looking at the blog here where the person put out the picture, rest in peace, little one. This says, Chai, this girl has sadly passed away. Her mother disclosed that her daughter was unwell on the day of the abduction. A Fulani bandit went live on TikTok showing the girl. This is another clown, right? Lori TikTok. Talk photo Molomo Sibe. Rest in peace, little one. What do people gain from this, apart from the stupid followers that they say they're looking for? Because seeing can come back. And the funny thing is that people follow to only follower. It's about influence, about being able to actually convince people that will attract people to you. So if everything you're doing is built on fake news, does that not tell whoever that you are not trustworthy? People should stop this thing, to be honest. Like it doesn't even help at all, right? And they're putting all these things on TikTok. Anyway, there's another guy who has been on TikTok. These are Fulani guys who have been, brandishing weapons and money and, telling everybody that I know Amber. Well, the police force has caught these guys. This one, let me play this one first. They're both Fulani, to be clear, and they're always on TikTok holding live sessions. The audacity. Anyway, take a listen to this. So they tried him. I mean, I'm not sure I like the way this is, but I mean, it is what it is. On the lower Atese, he now turned him upside down and suspended him, hanging him on a tree branch. And then he's there speaking Hausa. But that's one of them. The other one actually got to say something. Take a listen to, I don't know, okay, this one is called Sule Yellow. It's always on TikTok, but it was arrested by the Nigerian army after reportedly collecting ransom from a victim's family. The suspect, known for flaunting ransom money and bandit activities on TikTok at Sule Yellow, was apprehended while returning to the forest. Authorities say the arrest followed an intelligence-led operation and efforts are ongoing to track down other members of his network. Take a listen to this.
Dogowa. Dogo gide me yake bagu. Dan wannan da tana gidan mu dan wannan. Da su suke TikTok wait first. Da yana gidan mu yanzu. Da bindiga? Akwai bindiga gidan ku? Wajen wannan. No da dogo. Na one bandit for Niger. For Niger. Ina ne machine na kama ka. Ga last year ba. 9 ba machine din da ba mu goyi. Da dogo gide. For Niger. Matsalan gari. Ni wannan ne ni wannan. Na oli yanzu ni na san da sami. Oye na san da sami. Shi ne kai dan uban ka ba ga mun ma bandit ba. Ba ga mun they know the username save numbers. Then see them. They know the username of HH. Now HH11 GGC. Now so see TikTok. Okay, you know this guy for TikTok. Wait. What's your username on TikTok? Ask him your username. Me. TikTok naka. Saleh Ibrahim. Let him see. Okay, main body camera. When I see this guy, but that kind of TikTok for online. So thank God today we don't catch him. Today in one ball finish, we never see anything. So, okay, sir. We go clear that today. Don't worry now. See here, now money. They don't already kidnap person. Don't worry now. You never see anything. We go pinch you today. We go kill you. See a rifle day. Make us. See ya. Kai ba ne ka. Kai Allah. Mona see am for you. No, that flashlight.
So the first one was apprehended by the police, and this second guy, this little yellow guy, was apprehended by the Nigerian army. I'm intentionally playing these clips because I want us to also appreciate what's happening. Like, yes, we have challenges and we have complaints and we want them to do something, but we should also highlight, where we have victories and, reasons to be thankful. What that does is gives us hope, right? And it also tells the agencies of government that we see what they're doing and we appreciate it, but we want them to also do more. So that one, we've always talked about it, how people would get on TikTok, on social media and flaunt money, and of course it's it's something very painful, but we're glad that this is happening at this moment. Interestingly, a young man on TikTok, one of those TikTok live sessions, collected money from bandits and he got in trouble because of that. In case you haven't heard about that, let me quickly play it for you. This clown got 100,000 naira from bandits on your go, but please take a listen.
So lóòótọ́ àwọn bandits èmi náà mo come across orí FIP mi wà lórí life ní àná yẹn jẹ́ on the 6th àti wà lọ́nà 7 báyìí. So wọ́n ṣe live wọ́n lè ní mo yé wa pé àwọn máa fún ẹni tó wá di follow àwọn a máa fún ní owó. So èmi náà dẹ̀ follow wọn wà láàrin àwọn tí ó follow àwọn bandits mi. Òkè àwọn òbí ya pẹ́ nìyẹn kàn tó láti cash fund mo follow máa yẹn ọmọ kékeré náà tiẹ̀ ní young boy. So mo ìgbóhùn yẹn tán báyìí ní ímeèlì wọlé ẹjọ́ ọmọ Nàìjíríà ẹjọ́ ẹ ṣàánú wa o ẹ ṣàánú mi o $100 million náà ní kí n mú wá o $100 million náà ní kí n mú wá báyìí o ẹjọ́ ẹ ṣàánú mi o èmi náà gbowó mo wà ní life lánàá yẹn o ẹjọ́ ẹ ṣàánú mi o 100,000 náà fún mi o bò mo ti gbowó yẹn báyìí direct báyìí ni mo rí email direct báyìí padà náà ní kí.
Or corrected one just in case you didn't understand what he was saying. He was speaking in Yoruba language. So he said that it was part of a TikTok live session where the bandits told them to follow, and anyone who followed them, they would give them money. And this clown followed the bandit, who then gave him 100,000 naira. But as soon as he got the 100,000 naira, he also received an email, asking him for 100 million naira. May God help him. And I hope the police will be able to help him as well. But just tells you how crazy things can get and how, some young people can be very stupid. How on earth are you collecting? Anyway, it's a lesson for everybody, Sha. Don't go online trying to collect money from bandits. I saw this comment section. Someone had screenshotted comment section of a bandit live session where young Nigerians were saying all kinds of things. When are you coming to their own city? When are they coming to this place? Can I love you? All kind of rubbish. Everything is reduced to jokes and banter. Everything is about cruise. There's no sense about, there's no idea, there's no seriousness, and this is not how to, you can't say, oh, I'm just trying to cope. At this point, I think people are actually quite stupid, But I hope, of course, call on Shan or my cabin or more there. And I call and don't want found woeful, Ben you and don't want found woeful. Adelabu says, if Busui gives me money, I will collect, but not bandit. Who could tell me what you're actually after? Are you saying something? Anyway, one of the suspected masterminds and key members of the gang responsible for the kidnapping of Oyo school pupils was arrested. Oyo school pupils and teachers was arrested. And this is from ITV Online, and I think it would be nice for you to listen to this. We are gaining grounds, and it's good to see this. Take a listen, please.
Other friends for inside the bush, we can't see them. So as you see them, even when your hands one side they talk. So because we can't see the about there are 8 people, about 8 or 7 people now we jump for. Go and wait.
In total, how many of them enter the community? In total, how many of them enter the community? Will be 6 enter the community. 6. Where the sheriff?
Sheriff, I come meet her for community.
Here with 2 people.
Some other boys, some larger boys. Then there is some other.
There is sheriff and who?
And who I recognize one to Roland brother. Yes, I see my. I see no that one. Okay. So along the line, as we come, the next way they told us, I'm going to enter the car. And I did before people say,
car. Car carry on.
No, as we just reach the bush, we meet the sheriff there. Now let's start to enter the community. Okay. Now, so now waiting as if for their answer now waterproof. But when we come reach the junction here, now we come see everybody lose some kind. Now they may at the same back.
They lose waiting.
They call the lose waterproof.
They call lose waiting. Lose weight. When they lose out,
they call lose waterproof. We contact the lose water. Now I tap this. If they don't know, now I tap my brother. Boy, me say me I dey hear Yoruba small. I dey hear. Now they ask me what's that for.
When they lose waterproof, what you see?
Oh boy. I mean, it's good news. It's good news. We hope they arrest more of them, but more importantly, we want the safe return of the school pupils and teachers who were kidnapped by this terrible people. You know, last week we had a conversation and somebody came up and started talking about a particular thing. So I started mentioning ransom, or they asked for ransom, and I had to stop the person. The person got very angry and even, said, oh, if you don't want us to talk, just tell us. I don't know if you remember that session. And I kept saying, it's unconfirmed, it's unconfirmed, it's unconfirmed. But the person said, oh, I've heard it somewhere, I've heard it somewhere. Turns out, I was right. You see, like I always say, there are different types of platforms, right? If you just want to vent and talk based on whatever everybody's saying, that's okay. Maybe somewhere else. But we try as much as possible to, fact check whatever information we get and to try and know the source of that information. I said all of that to say that, what if I told you that the head teacher or the school teacher, that woman who they're always using to, communicate with the world, they put out a video, I think it was either yesterday or earlier today, where she said they did not ask for any of those things. All the things you were hearing about, they said they should bring 1 billion, they will make Sharia law, the law of Oyo State and of Nigeria, they wanted vehicles and motorcycles and things like that. That thing is not true. You know what? Take a listen to the woman. Maybe this is the vice principal of the school. She was also abducted alongside the children and other teachers. Please take a listen to her.
You are shown from print media where it was stated that this.
I think that particular one is not loud enough, so I'm going to find you another version. This one is a bit louder. Take a listen, please.
That we have been in this place. The 24th day that we have been in this place. And it seems that some people are making our problems to be complicated already. We were shown some print media where it was stated that these people that abducted us requested for release of some people. They requested for 1 billion naira. They requested for Sharia to be entrenched in the country. These are not true. They are just trying to create problems for us. We have been here since. We have not been forced to worship in Islamic way. We have been left alone. They have not troubled us concerning that. They are not asking for Sharia law. They are not asking for money. The single thing they are asking for is the release of some of their people. I don't know why they are peddling this rumor to make it complicated for us. Please, we are just begging you, don't play politics with our lives. Nigerians, please help us to circulate this. Let it go viral. They are not asking for Sharia law. It is not true. They are not asking for weapons. They are not asking for money. All they want is the release of some people. And the government will negotiate with them and know those that they will release for them. I don't know why they are playing politics with our life. Please, Nigerians, our lives are in your hand. Help us make this go viral. Don't let the government deceive the whole world. They are not asking for Sharia. They are not asking for money. They are not asking for weapons. All they want is release of some of their people. Please, let everybody know about it. Ẹ dákun, lórí ọ̀rọ̀ wa náà ni mo tún wá sí. Òní ló di ọjọ́ 24 tá a ti wà níbí. Ṣùgbọ́n tí wọ́n fi hàn wá ní orí social media ni pé wọ́n níjọba sọ wípé kí wọ́n máa ṣe Sharia law ní Nàìjíríà, kí wọ́n fún àwọn ní mọ́tò Hilux, kí wọ́n fún àwọn ní 1 billion naira, kí wọ́n sì release àwọn èèyàn àwọn làwọn tó fi wálẹ̀. Irọ́ ni, kò sóòótọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Wọ́n kàn fẹ́ sọ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí di ńlá fún wa ni, wọ́n fẹ́ fẹ̀mí wa ta wọ́n gé ni o. Ẹ dákun ẹ ṣàánú wa, ẹ bá wa jẹ́ kí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀. Ohun kan ṣoṣo tí wọ́n béèrè fún òun náà ni kí wọ́n fi àwọn èèyàn wọn kan sílẹ̀. Wọn ò béèrè owó lọ́wọ́ wọn, wọn ò béèrè mọ́tò lọ́wọ́ wọn, wọn ò béèrè ìbọn lọ́wọ́ wọn, wọn ò béèrè Sharia lọ́wọ́ wọn. Látijọ́ tá a ti débì, wọn sọ pé dandan ká mọ̀ kírun níbì. Wọ́n fi wá sílẹ̀ jẹ́jẹ́ wa ni. Ẹ dákun ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ má jẹ́ kí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ yìí di ńlá mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́. Ẹ má jẹ́ kí wọ́n bà tiwa jẹ́. Ẹ dákun, ẹ̀mí wa ó wà lórí okùn ni. Ẹ dákun torí Ọlọ́run, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ bá wa jẹ́ kí gbogbo àwọn tó yẹ ó gbọ́. Ohun kan ṣoṣo náà ni wọ́n béèrè fún, the release of their people. They have not asked for any other thing. Wọ́n béèrè any other thing. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ má jẹ́ kí wọ́n tún yírọ̀ ìmọ̀ wa lẹ́sẹ̀. Ẹ dákun, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ ṣàánú wa. Ẹ dákun, ẹ jọ̀ọ́.
So you see, you wonder why people, create these false narratives and then spread it. I mean, things are bad already, bad as they are. To now create stories that have no bearing, and then it makes you feel as if you don't allow some people to talk. They say, "Oh, why can't you allow us to speak?" It's not about just talking; it's about actually looking for the truth. And I hope the government is getting this wherever that stuff. And the crazy part. Because of social media, in command theory, and fake news travel very, very fast. Everybody, I saw it on Facebook, or I saw it on Twitter. People put it out there, listed the demands as though they got it right from their hands. And then under it, they'll not write copied. Copied, WhatsApp, Great Time says, I thought it was Debo Gundoyin. Debo Gundoyin was referring to it. I don't know what he also saw. We heard his own statement last week as well. He also mentioned a couple of those things, But before he even said it, it was already viral. Before the plenary where he made those statements, that's the Right Honorable, the Speaker of the House of Assembly of your state. Before he made that statement, it was already viral. It was already on social media. But I saw it. Someone sent it to me, but I didn't know. I was like, who initiated this? Who wrote it? Mokonri copied. There's no source, right? And I hope that the government does what they need to do. This is not. And interestingly, this has actually led to another matter entirely, particularly on Twitter. And I'm going to talk about it when we have a full session. Where people are now talking about the merits and demerits of Sharia law. With all the things that we're going through right now in Nigeria, and they're concerned in Sharia law. Number one, the bandits are not even, the kidnappers are not even asking for Sharia law. Number two, the ones that have are the ones now saying that it's not so bad after all, as though there's something wrong with some people's brains. People are dying, are using religion. Last week I talked about why nobody should fight Islam, because it's not about you versus the religion. But the other extreme is now people using that advantage to now begin to say, and it will not be bad at all. If anybody has enough common sense, this is not even the time to mention Shah, let alone Sharia. But if Shah wa new, I fellow see Shaki, Koko Fiele no, come on, just Sharia. Interestingly, they're not even asking for Sharia law. So it looks like the people in the bush that are actually kidnapping people it's as if they are smarter than some of the clowns with degrees on Twitter looking for Sharia in 2027 in Yoruba land, which will never happen, by the way. It's just so sad, you know. But yeah, that's the lady, and the only thing we can do is to help broadcast what she's saying, which is what we've done, and hopefully the government will hear that and do something about it. You know, it's tiring. It's bad enough that we have this terrible news, and then all this fake news, right? It just makes everything worse. And I don't know. Anytime elections, but once elections get closer, that's when you hear these clowns be shouting Muslim tickets, Sharia, Islamization of Nigeria. Let me tell you something. It's on both sides. On one hand, you are playing the enemy's game by shouting Islamization, because you should be shouting that nonsense. How many of you have been forced to become Muslims in this country called Nigeria? Oh, Buhari is going to Islamize Nigeria. The first time he did it, he didn't Islamize. Second time, he did not Islamize. Oh, Muslim ticket, they will Islamize Nigeria. They are dead now. It's almost 4 years now. They have not Islamized anymore. I mean, clock 3 years last month. They have not Islamized Nigeria. On the other hand, you have these buffoons who think that this is the time to be asking for Sharia law and be saying things like, after all, we also want Kiniko. What right do you want to have in Yoruba land today that you don't have? That you need Sharia law to get. In fact, I'm going to talk about that one. We have that. Like, one is like, oh, they want to Islamize Nigeria. Let's not vote for this person. They don't know that they're actually using them. The other one is also coming out and saying, yes, it's time for us to also have a place. Who is denying you anything in Yoruba land right now on account of your religion? And by Yoruba people, we have to be very careful of these two extremes. They don't make sense in any way. And the saddest part, I don't know if it's the happiest thing or the saddest thing, is that the people in the bushes, the abductors, are not even asking for this Sharia. So apparently, they are thinking better than most of the people in the streets who are looking for Sharia all over the president. But anyway, that's the video. I hope the government, I mean, I'm sure it's on social media now, but it could take don't release it. So that also tells you that some of these people also have access to social media. I mean, last weekend, there was one, I mean, turns out it was fake news that somebody was arrested in a part of, I think it was in Lagos or somewhere, but there was a university student connected to the bandits. Somebody also put that one out. Let me just advise, right? Let me advise us. See, there's no trophy for the first person to break the news. You are not channels, you are not TVC, you're just a social media user. This race to be the first person to put it out, to put the news out, it will get people in trouble. A couple of days ago, that's how Arise News, even mainstream media in Nigeria needs help. Arise News was using skit as video while this other Randy Peter, while he was talking about security challenges, they were playing skit as though the skit were the like reality, like something that happened. Anyway, I'm just advising. So you see something on social media, you don't have to share immediately. Please just try and confirm. Just know where that thing is coming from. If you don't share it in that moment, you will not die. This need to be the first to put something out there, you just going to put nonsense out that might even get you in trouble. May you not get in trouble for Loro. So please, the one that put out stuff on Friday or Saturday, the thing actually went quite viral before the police actually now came out. That's why I didn't even talk about it, in the news. Before the police now came out to say, oh, that didn't happen. So it's one university student that was connected to this person was Kiniko, and they concocted this perfect, almost perfect story. Very believable, but not lie. You're not helping us with your propaganda and fake news. That's what we're trying to say. So please help the people. Don't want in Bekun. If you are not in Bekun, use your freedom to enjoy your life and be a blessing to humanity. Don't lose your freedom based on your stupidity. May God bless all of us in Jesus' name. Amen. Moving on. Father Mbaka has come out to say his own bit about what's happening in Oyo State. quite interesting. I didn't hear him all this well. I mean, a lot of things have happened in his neck of the woods, but I didn't really hear much from him. But I mean, we're glad to have all the help we can get. So thankfully, he has chosen to speak up now on this matter. Father Mbaka, of course, is a Catholic priest and but he has something quite interesting to say on this matter. And to be fair, he has some serious points. I just said that to say that I've not heard him speak in a long time. Maybe I'm the one who has not been following him. But to be clear, he makes like some salient points in this particular clip. Please take a listen to Father Mbaka.
Governor Makinde, wake up! Let the Nigerians march to your state. There's a governor there. We should hold Tinubu responsible if he's owing security votes of states. If they want to overthrow Tinubu, it is not by kidnapping our children so that the whole Nigeria will be angry against the president. That was what they did against Jonathan. They have started it again. Let Nigerians not be deceived. It's a satanic political agenda. Putting panic in the whole country. So that everybody will say president should go president. Then if this one goes, who else will come and they will support him? Nigeria. Governor Makinde, take the phone, use the chat they're using to do that and trace where they are. Under prophetic anger, I speak. It shall not be well with those who are doing this thing. Because today it is these children. Who knows who will be the next victim? Don't think you are safe. Using atrocity each time they want to push out a president. And
you know, President Tinubu said last week that his opponents were using insecurity to get him out of power, and then he said that will not stop him. It'd be like say that's what is happening, or to be sure, to be clear, like it looks as though that's what's happening. When the president said that, you know, last week, I'd like you to, oh dear, yeah, I'd like to take a listen to this very quickly.
You are playing to the hand of regents, including my own enemies, who want to use insecurity, and I will campaign for my second term. I will work.
The point I'm trying to make with that video essentially is that just like it happened with Jonathan, it looks like this whole insecurity thing has become a strategy that people deploy whenever they want to get rid of, political opponents. That's what it's looking like. That's what it is looking like. And not cool. Not cool. Before we go on to other things, we want to cover security today. We also talk about what's happening with NDC and Obidients. But I want us to stay on this for a bit. Just in case you're joining us, we're glad you're here. Thank you very much for being here. If you're on TikTok, please power tap and like the live. If you're on YouTube, please like the live and also share. Please subscribe as well on all platforms. And click on the heart icon on TikTok to join the team, drop your heart me, drop gifts, so that we can get to the FYP on many pages. All right. I think I want to play that video, the latest video, one more time. And I know it's a bit depressing, but I'm doing this because I think some people just came in. And since it's a new video, I think it's also important to, broadcast it as much as possible. Hopefully it spreads everything we can do to help. Even if this is the only thing we can do, somebody somewhere might hear this and then get the information across, and it also tells you something, right? It's as though our security operatives are actually closing in on these guys. And the other day I was asking myself, but of course we've talked about how big the entire place is and the fact that they're always moving, but even then, for them to be making these videos again and again tells you something. It's like the security guys are close. But I'd like you to take a listen to this woman again. I know you may be like, now imagine if this is all you have to do. Imagine somebody who has been in that place for over 20 days. Take a listen again one more time to the vice principal of Community Grammar School, our resident of your state, Mrs. Alamu Folawe.
24th day that we have been in this place. And it seems that some people are making our problems to be complicated already. We were shown some print media where it was stated that these people that abducted us requested for release of some people. They requested for ₦1 billion. They requested for Sharia to be entrenched in the country. These are not true. They are just trying to create problems for us. We have been here since. We have not been forced to worship in Islamic way. We have been left alone. They have not troubled us concerning that. They are not asking for Sharia law. They are not asking for money. The single thing they are asking for is the release of some of their people. I don't know why they are peddling this rumor to make it complicated for us. Please, we are just begging you, don't play politics with our lives. Nigerians, please help us to circulate this. Let it go viral. They are not asking for Sharia law. It is not true. They are not asking for weapons. They are not asking for money. All they want is the release of some people. And the government will negotiate with them and know those that they will release for them. I don't know why they are playing politics with our life. Please, Nigerians, our lives are in your hand. Help us make this go viral. Don't let the government deceive the whole world. They are not asking for Sharia. They are not asking for money. They are not asking for weapons. All they want is release of some of their people. Please, let everybody know about it. Ẹ dákun, lórí ọ̀rọ̀ wa náà ni mo tún wá sí. Òní ló di ọjọ́ 24 tá ti wà níbí. Ṣùgbọ́n tí wọ́n fi hàn wá ní orí social media ni pé wọ́n níjọba sọ wípé kí wọ́n máa ṣe Sharia law ní Nàìjíríà, kí wọ́n fún àwọn ní mọ́tò Hilux, kí wọ́n fún àwọn ní ₦1 billion, kí wọ́n sì release àwọn èèyàn àwọn làwọn tó fi wálẹ̀. Irọ́ ni, kò sóòótọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Wọ́n kàn fẹ́ sọ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí di ńlá fún wa ni, wọ́n fẹ́ fẹ̀mí wa ta wọ́n gé ni o. Ẹ dákun ẹ ṣàánú wa, ẹ bá wa jẹ́ kí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀. Ohun kan ṣoṣo tí wọ́n béèrè fún, òun náà ni kí wọ́n fi àwọn èèyàn wọn kan sílẹ̀. Wọn ò béèrè owó lọ́wọ́ wọn, wọn ò béèrè mọ́tò lọ́wọ́ wọn, wọn ò béèrè ìbọn lọ́wọ́ wọn, wọn ò béèrè Sharia lọ́wọ́ wọn. Látijọ́ tá a ti débì, wọn sọ pé dandandandandan ká mọ kírun níbí. Wọ́n fi wá sílẹ̀ jẹ́jẹ́ wa ni. Ẹ dákun ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ má jẹ́ kí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ yìí di ńlá mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́. Ẹ má jẹ́ kí wọ́n bà tiwa jẹ́. Ẹ dákun, ẹ̀mí wa ó wà lórí okùn ni. Ẹ dákun torí Ọlọ́run, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ bá wa jẹ́ kí gbogbo àwọn tó yẹ ó gbọ́. Ohun kan ṣoṣo náà ni wọ́n béèrè fún, the release of their people. They have not asked for any other thing. Wọ́n béèrè any other thing. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ má jẹ́ kí wọ́n tún yírọ̀ ìmọ̀ wa lẹ́sẹ̀. Ẹ dákun, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ ṣàánú wa. Ẹ dákun, ẹ jọ̀ọ́.
All right, that was the vice principal of the school, and we hope the government moves quickly. And I mean, I understand how it can be a bit tricky with, children and the abductees being in the forest with those, I don't know if you should call them bandits or kidnappers, so it's a bit, tricky and all, but hopefully the government will do what they need to do. Before we move on from the security matter, a young lady from the north put out a video. I mean, don't show what's happening. What's happening in the in Orire local government is also happening in the north. Kids are also being kidnapped in the north. And a young lady from the north, made a video, and she talked about, she was asking some interesting questions. I thought I should share that video with you. Please take a listen to this.
North no longer part of Shelly. I'm looking pale, but I just have to make this video. I have a question. Is North no longer part of Nigeria? Is Borno State not Nigeria? Because we need to ask. On 15th May 2026, 2 states were attacked. 42 children were taken from school in Borno State. 39 children and 7 teachers were taken from Oyo State. The same day, the same crime, but 2 different responses. The federal government sent a high-powered delegation to Oyo State. The National Security Advisor, the Chief of Staff, 1,000 fired guards deployed. Helicopters, actions. Borno State got silence. Nothing. That is it. I need to ask question. I need to ask Nigerian government question. Is Borno State no longer part of Nigeria? Because if it is, then 42 children deserve the same urgency as 39. Their mothers are crying the same tears. Their fathers are waiting the same way. Their classroom are just empty. The North has been bleeding for years. Abductions after abductions. Community after community silenced. And every time we are told to be patient, to trust the process. But the process have never come for us. We also deserve help. If we're no longer part of this country, just tell us. If we are, act like it. Shelly.
She's young, so I'm going to just let it slide. But I'll say that was blackmail. So let me say something. The children in the north are as important as the children in the south, okay? Whether they're from Borno or they're from Oyo, every child means, something, and they're all the same. They all, it's the same blood coursing through their veins. So there's nothing like one is more Nigerian or one is more important than the other. We have to quickly say that to even begin with. However, you have to understand there's something. I think we should have a session just to discuss the beginnings of Boko Haram and banditry in the north. And I've done it here before when I read a particular report that someone I think it was a doctor in ABU did a brilliant work on that particular topic. See, if something is bad and it's happening and you make excuses for that thing, right? After a while, it might actually get out of hand. And I think that's what it has become in the north. Some of the conversations that we had, right, in 2010, 2011, 2013, if you read some of those conversations today, you wonder who said these things. Were they human beings? What if I told you that people, and this is true, people were literally drawing parallels between amnesty program in Niger Delta and the fact that they needed Boko Haram people to be forgiven in the north? Up until Buhari, I was part of conversations where people were saying that if this can happen to people, it's as though let's also find something to also. It's as if those people's criminals can get something, let us also have our own criminals, and they must also be able to get something. And now it has gone beyond anybody's, But it hasn't gone beyond God's capacity, and hopefully it will not go beyond Nigerian Army's capacity. Listen, these things cannot thrive without community support. It could be tacit, it could be overt, but the community is supporting what is happening until it stops supporting what is happening. Yorubas have a saying, if you as a person, if you don't mind what's happening to you, people just be like, okay, maybe just one of those things. And to be clear, it's a bad thing that we hear some things happen in some parts of the country, and it has become we don't even feel anyhow, because for us it's just another day, just like the sun rising. The sun has risen today. I mean, news from this part of the country, terrible thing. Okay, let's go on with life. It's bad, just to be clear. But you see, when you've had certain people who make cases for bandits, e.g., the person that writes in the comment section, like Gumi, for instance, Sheikh Gumi will come around and explain. And I'm not saying he's supporting them, but you see, even from an intellectual perspective, there are certain academic exercises that you have to be very, very careful how you word whatever it is you're trying to say. It's as if there's an approval, like it's okay. And here's the thing, right? If the people, I mean, right? So, okay, I'm putting out a lot of Yoruba proverbs. Okay, let me try and explain. So if somebody slap you, I can't they cry. The person who they slap, cry. Waiting in my own. I think that's where it's coming from. But that doesn't change the fact that we must also feel that same, pain for fellow human beings. I mean, then fellow Nigerians. She said something about, they're deploying 1,000 forest guards, they're doing this, but in the north there's silence. That's a lie. Trillions of naira have been put into security, particularly in the north. A lot of money has been spent on security in Borno State specifically. Last week I saw a video. I don't know if I still have it here. I saw a video where a man was saying, they went to give them 1,000. This is a northerner. Some people just make you, thank you, Ades, you speak better English. So it says you can't cry more than the bereaved. That's the English version of the Yoruba proverb I gave you earlier. So he remembered the proper saying. Thank you for that, your English, for your supply of English proverbs. All right, what was I saying? The man went on TV and said, this thing happened in Oyo State. Now they've sent 1,000 forest guards. Now the North also needs 1,000 forest guards. I'm like, Shafi Sheini. So if you hear that something happened somewhere, I mean, it's like, you have to be dumb. It's like when the whole thing in Niger Delta happened, right? And there was oil bunkering, they were blowing up pipelines and so on and so forth. Imagine a sane Yoruba person says, why are they giving these people amnesty? What can we also do that will also make them give us amnesty? When that man said it last week, this was an educated man. He was making a case saying that if the West can get 1,000 forest guards, they should also get 1,000 forest guards. I'm like, what do you think the army has been doing in Sambisa forest all this while? Why do you think the JTF has been working with the Nigerian army all this while? But let me make it, all of this doesn't mean that we can now say, okay, I mean, whatever happens to you, because I'm seeing comments under that video. See, Nigerians are tired. If you want to make a point in this country, just make your point. Don't try to blackmail anybody. People are tired. Just say what your problem is and what you need people to do. Don't say, are we the one country? Does our life not matter? Don't try to guys. Don't even bother. Don't go that route. Just say what you need. And here's the point. I want to speak on behalf of this, even though I'm not from the north. We shouldn't say because certain people act a certain way that we should not talk about what's happening in the north. So the crisis in the north is as real as what's happening in the Oyo State. It just so happened that for us, as soon as they happen, everybody they shout. Everybody they shout. Even on this platform where we do more history, if you notice, last 3 weeks now, we've been doing more news than history. There's a reason, no? Now, one of the reasons be this, because any platform, anything where you get, take use of. So if they cover them, I mean, there are news reports, right, that certain communities, they know the people where they do banditry, they know them for that community, but they know they talk. Right? So people have to also do anything, shout. Ẹgbàmí never kígbe bòsí. Yorùbá yẹn never kígbe bòsí tó débi kan tó bá sọ dòrí àwọn aráàlú àbájọ. You have to shout. help, which is what we are doing, to be honest. All right. And when you shout and you yell and you do all those things, people know that, okay, you're not cool with this thing. And I think that's what the Northerners should also do. And everybody that's having issues should do the same thing. May God give us peace in this country. You know, God knows we need it. All right. I was going to actually read the report of how much has been spent, but let's not do that. I was going to read the report of how much has been spent in Borno since Boko Haram started. Let me see if I can find you that report. Mombono. Mombo. I'll see if there's any part I can read without going too deep. 1 second. And this is important because when people say things like, "Oh, they're not doing anything in the north," I think it's not right. Okay. If you are doing something, when I heard those elderly people, I was like, how can you compare what's happening with? Okay, so you hear that there's amnesty for some people, so you are looking for Kineko, and then I say, okay, they should also give them amnesty. Why do you need that amnesty? So if I hear that something terrible is happening somewhere else, I should now find a way to also create that chaos and then look for amnesty for my people so that it can be balanced. Federal character, you're not putting federal character son here. So what does the society gain for that? So you feel, and I understand it, because more than 10 years after the fact, a gentleman said something similar last week after hearing that 1,000 forest guards in Oyo State. We also need 1,000 forest guards. Even if you live in the desert, you still have to have 1,000 forest guards, because you must have the same thing that they have, so you can have a semblance, or you can have a feeling of satisfaction. I'll read something to you here. I think it's important to do this. Let's do this. I mean, you know my heart. I'm not trying to put anyone down. So there's a paper, Corruption and Counter-Insurgency Financing in Nigeria, by Arowolo DE. There's another one, Education is forbidden, the effect of the Boko Haram conflict on education in Northeast Nigeria. Let me just read the data that has to do with money part, then we'll move on to other things. So let's start with the defense budget itself. All right. In 2010, defense budget was $1.99 billion. Now it's by 2021, it has ballooned to $4.47 billion. In 2023, it was $2 billion, right? Our defense budget is the largest defense budget in sub-Saharan Africa. From 2010 to 2023, Nigeria has spent well over $30 billion. You can convert that to naira. You have trillions. Nigeria has spent well over $30 billion on its defense and internal security apparatus. All right. We spent $496 million contract signed with the United States for 12 A-29 Super Tucano light attack aircraft, which was delivered in 2021. So at the end of the day, 1 second, there's something I'm looking for. Yes, found it. The World Bank, in partnership with the Nigerian government, conducted a recovery and peace building assessment indicating that the economic damage inflicted by Boko Haram in northeast Nigeria totaled approximately $9 billion, with reconstruction costs estimated at $6.7 billion. So that's what I'm looking for. What is that recovery and peace building? Sorry, the World Bank, that was when they were trying to rebuild. That's not what I'm looking for. It's actually the spending I'm looking for. I think this also suffices. Military budget, right, since 2010 has been over $30 billion. The source I provide, so source is Corruption and Counter-Insurgency Financing in Nigeria. It's in a journal, Security Science Journal. There are two. I don't want to go deep, but Corruption and Counterinsurgency Financing in Nigeria by Arowolo DE. They published that last year in Security Science Journal. And then there's another one by Megwalu J.O. Patterns and Trends of Counter-Terrorism Expenditure in Nigeria, 2010 to 2020. That's from International Journal of Management, Social Sciences and Humanities Research. So $30 billion, much of it going to the north, is not small money. And that's what they say that wants and be able to don't be pampering people that you should be pushing, to the hand of the Nigerian army. I hope we do better, right? And people have been criticizing the 1,000 forest guards as well. I mean, it is what it is. All I just want is the safe return of those boys. A few more things here about security, and I'll just quickly visit Kwara State. Mumbo. Kwara Police Command records significant operational success as VCRU arrests suspected kidnapping gang leader, recovers 2 AK-47 rifles. The Kwara State Police Command, through its Violent Crime Response Unit, VCRU, has recorded a major operational breakthrough in its ongoing offensive against kidnapping and other violent crimes across the state. On June 1, 2026, operatives attached to Okuta Divisional Headquarters, acting on credible intelligence, apprehended a group of suspicious persons believed to be involved in criminal activities during a routine raid operation within the Tabida area of Okuta, Barutan local government area. Following the arrest, the suspects were transferred to the Violent Crime Response Unit, VCRU, of the command for detailed investigation and profiling. Preliminary investigation by the VCRU led to the identification of one Umar Abubakar, alias Manti, as leader of a kidnapping syndicate believed to have been responsible for a series of kidnapping incidents and related violent crimes within parts of Kwara North, particularly around Okuta, Ilesha Baroba, Tabida Taberu, and adjoining communities. Further intelligence-driven investigation resulted in the recovery of 2 AK-47 rifles with fully loaded magazines believed to have been used by the criminal gang in carrying out their operations. The recovery represents a significant disruption of the group's operational capability and a major step towards restoring public safety within the affected areas. Orenshi Kunshaba was signed by SP Adetong Ejire Adeyemi, Police Public Relations Officer for Commissioner of Police, Kwara State Command. Again, I'm doing this because it's important to highlight the good work that our security 47. He stated that the cargo consisted of plumbing materials. A thorough search uncovered 13,000 sachets of 100 milligram tramadol, 100 sachets of 225 milligram tramadol, 100 sachets of swinol. The operation recovered 5 gallons of monkey tail. The operation recovers 5 gallons of monkey tail, fermented cannabis mixture, large quantities of Indian hemp, and other illicit drugs. The distribution network was dismantled. IGP Olatunji Wandisu commended CP Yemi Oyeniyi and Delta State operatives for their vigilance in intercepting drugs that could have contributed to cultism, armed robbery, and kidnapping in local communities. Each sachet of tramadol on the truck was intended for distribution, but none reached its destination. That's from Aliu Giwa, Nigerian Police Force New Media Officer. He get a CB. Abeko. He gets a CB. Logic Vector. Yakuku right. I used to hear Dongoyaro, monkey tail. I thought it was just like a, oh boy. Still on this matter of drugs, the police in Lagos have kept the wanted drug dealer Ifeanyi Henry Eke under tight surveillance. before his eventual arrest. After his arrest, he attempted to bribe the police with 500 million naira. Please take a listen to this one before we have some people come up, and then we'll change the topic to politics, if there's still time. Take a listen.
A man had been running somewhere inside an estate in Maryland, Lagos. A man had been running a drug empire out of his apartment. Hundreds of bags, billions of naira, all of it stacked in a residential building. And law enforcement did the case before they eventually moved in. A 41-year-old man, a synthetic strain of cannabis, were seized from the premises. During the raid, Ifeanyi offered a bribe of 500 million naira to the police officer, $500 million naira, in exchange for the team standing down and allowing him to contact his associates to move the drugs. The officer refused. This seizure happened on Saturday, May 23rd, 2026. The illicit substances recovered from the apartment have been valued at 7.8 billion naira. Now, Ifeanyi is awaiting prosecution.
7.8 billion. Wonderful. I mean, for a person to offer, we bought out the land. Anyway, Concilium says, what happened to Joe Igbokwe? Bella Ambinio. I've been reading reports that he went to Ladipo and then he was attacked by Igbos in the market, and that he had to be rescued by the leadership of the market. I'm actually looking at the video here. These guys are primitive. Primitive. Why would you harass a person because he's supporting a different political party or a different candidate from yours?
They go the idiot. And you come back. Imagine no more here. Teachers no more here. Ana ekidna. Dina why iberibe. Dina why ndi iberibe. Lele hagra rally Tinubu on iberibe. Lele ha.
This Imberibe that he's shouting is talking to a couple on a bike wearing Tinubu, like something got Tinubu, and calling them Oyeberibe. I mean, this is just it's just crazy. So yeah, Joe Igbokwe was in Ladipo market according to some sources, and he was attacked, of course, by who. Someone said the cuckoo closed the market for good. Maybe they have to at this point because it's becoming, I don't even know. I mean, the other day I saw a report about people that's unsuspecting customers. That's why. So, I know the crazy part. These clowns will have prayer meeting in the morning when they get there. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. You pray and you'll be selling fake parts. Fake drugs, fake this, fake cream, fake drinks, fake. Why? May God have mercy on all of us. But that joke book, maybe they should just. I mean, at this point, if they have to shut that place down, perhaps they should. Because it just doesn't make sense at this point. I'm going to play you something from Joe Igbokwe because somebody asked that question, so you might as well just listen to. The gentleman respond. Take a listen.
such spare parts of my life.
Wait. Sheng Bodada, was it clear? Or should I change the device? Can you hear well enough? Because I want you to hear him. Okay, you couldn't hear. Okay, let's just make it better then. Hold on, please. Might as well hear it from the horse's mouth. Also, you're going to be all the she also going to let. All right, so it begins with the scene at Ladipo, and then you hear Joe Bokwe speaking on the matter itself. Okay, so please take a listen.
My name is yesterday I went to Adelabu to buy some spare parts for my bike. That's what we're going around to do for the parts. Some people were calling me, some people were just pointing fingers at me. So I was saying something, I quickly ignored them. And I went in search of what I wanted. And I saw the parts and I went to my vehicle where I packed it to fix it. Before I know it, they started gathering. Those Ladipo boys started telling them, this is Joy Bokwe, this is Joy Bokwe. So you can come to this market. Joy Bokwe did this, Joy Bokwe did that. I just ignored them. And they started, they were coming and I decided to, then I was there. My friend went to call the leadership of the market. All of them came, and then one day I said, "Let me just go." I told them, I want to go. And I came outside. When I came outside, I saw a lot of people, a lot of them talking. Everybody's talking, saying all kinds of things. I didn't say anything. I just drove away. So this morning I woke up, I saw was there. These boys went down official vehicle. These boys, and we left them. Yesterday they repeated the same, tried to do the same thing again. I said, "We won. This is Lagos. This is Lagos. This is Lagos. Be careful. This is Lagos. And I'm going to stop it there." So nothing happened to me. I'm okay. Nobody touched me. Nobody even near.
That was Joe Igbokwe saying, "This is Lagos." Interesting, isn't it? Concilium says, "Now so them burn a house in the village." Yes. Apparently they could do that in the village, but this is Lagos. So it is well. Let's have some responses, and if we have time, we will have to have time because the responses will be very short. I want us to discuss NDC. I think we have one person who wants to share his or her thoughts. That would be Blessed K. I don't know Blessed K. Please type something in the comment section. I've not had you up here before, and I want to be very careful. That's how I brought somebody here last week. The person was angry because I said they should not say unfounded stuff. Please type something in the comment section. Let me have an idea. Thank you very much for your understanding. All right, let's go to the news, to NDC. I'll bring people up later. Let me just read some reports here. Someone says this is Lagos, this is Yoruba land. I mean, it's quite interesting that one couldn't say. I mean, he couldn't say that in his own homeland. Many thoughts, many thoughts. I'm just trying to. I think it would have been really cool if you could. I mean, if you could just. But I'm glad that nobody rough handled him. That's actually quite good. All right, let me read some of. Let's move on to NDC. Okay, let's have Adekomi, and then after him we'll go to NDC news. I mean, news about NDC. You get the point. Good evening, Adekomi.
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
More, sir.
Sure.
A quick one. I missed every other thing that has happened. I just want to comment on the aspect of information, circulating fake news and what have you. I don't really know what people want to get. To the best of my knowledge, TikTok doesn't even reward you for content, especially if you are using a Nigerian account. You have to be using any UK account or any of these selected countries for them to even reward you, right? So I don't know why people are, and then maybe if you say YouTube and Facebook, okay, we could still, and digital marketing, to the best of my knowledge, you are meant to create value, not circulating news. It's so unfortunate that even those in captive and those you call bandits and whatever they are doing, some of them are even smarter than some people with degrees, some who claim to be living in the city and all in the urban areas. For instance, look at what happened with Arise TV, for crying out loud. If that could happen with a licensed media outlet, then what then is the hope of journalism? Right? You have people who are trained, who are licensed, certified to do the job. I know one of their panelists, man, right? So if they could do that, then what then is the hope of journalism, for crying out loud? In fact, he wanted to be, I'm not saying he's the one that did it in particular. I'm just trying to, how will I put it now? I just want us to see the quality or the supposed quality of the human resource they have, in their team. You understand what I'm saying? So if it's journalism in Nigeria, it's not welcomed, it's condemnable. And one of the things I like to do is, when we speak, we should also recommend solution. If this can get to the government, I think the government needs to step up strictly the way they will regulate the social media space, the cyber space, because many of these people, they are very quick. If you find out now, many of the people that circulate fake news and all, they are very quick to mention insane crime. We need to start doing it. I've always said we need to start do it the way they to do it the way they do it in that same crime. You can't just go there and just say you want to circulate anything anyhow. It's not going to be. Maybe there should be a partnership with all these media outlets, Facebook, TikTok, all of them. They should find a way to be circulated. And then also, I don't know if it's happening. For the media institutions, that we know, the stations, the media stations, the television stations, and any to our system, our security system in this country, I think it should really be taken up. And as for the bandits, terrorists and what have you, for instance, something happened in Owo, and then 4 years later it was they've been sentenced and all. Yes, that's good. It's a good development. But also, I think if it is possible, I don't know, I'm not a legal practitioner, but I think if it is possible, just like the way we have a separate court for judiciary. In fact, those that are always saying Sharia, not because I'm a Christian. No, I'm not kicking against any religion, right? In fact, to the best of my knowledge, here where I am, there is a Sharia court, right? So instead of advocating for things like that, right? Because either Sharia or no Sharia, to the best of my knowledge, the right of Muslims in Yoruba land has never been trampled upon, right? So if possible, let's have a separate court that will focus on terrorism, just like the way we have the industrial court as well, right? so that will focus on terrorism, so that it will fast track the way democratic processes. Because if we say the moment they catch these people, they should be unalived, many people will also hide under these things and take on all the advantage of it and say they caught this person as a bandit and then they just do it, and it won't be really cool. I understand that aspect. So at the same time, while we are trying to safeguard that, and at the same time trying to safeguard democratic practices, if possible, there should be a separate court that should be established, and that should focus on terrorism charges, and then so that to fast track the process of prosecution. That's just my own opinion. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much for that brilliant submission. Brilliant stuff. All right. But let me share this good news. Good news. Drum roll. Let's find if let's see if we can find drum roll. Where's Umbo? I want to just be extra today. I can't find the drum roll, Jared. Okay. So here's the good news. That was the name of that guy. Jesus is coming. You just come and be making noise. Mumbo. Oh, I can't find it again. No. Oh, found it. So again, good news. What's happening, right? Earlier I played you a video of a young lady, a northern girl, who was talking about the country not caring for the North, and of course she has a right to speak for her people. But now we have this beautiful information that shows that the government does indeed care for the North. And just like we got 1,000 forest guards in your state, the Kaduna State government has begun training of 1,000 forest guards coordinated by the Office of the National Security Advisor. Igbo Toby. Take a listen. This is from Channels TV.
The government has improved security in Kaduna State. The government has commenced the training of 1,000
kidnapping and other related crimes. The state government, under the leadership of Governor Obasani, is however taking a major step to address the problem with the recruitment of 1,000 forest guards who commenced a 6-week training at the Police College in Kaduna State. The Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs reads the Riot Act as it stressed the need for the trainees to remain professional.
You must be disciplined. You must listen to your instructors. You must be ready to learn. We have only 6 weeks for this program. By the time you come out, we will be sure that you are ready to go. Gentlemen, we have all that it takes for you to undergo this particular training. The only thing for you is for you to obey commands. If you are found wanting, you know what will follow.
The guards are expected to work alongside conventional security agencies and will be well armed in line with the rules of engagement outlined by the Office of the National Security Advisor. The initiative is expected to improve security in vulnerable communities across Kaduna State.
These officers will be deployed back to the flashpoint. The flashpoint in Kaduna, we have 8 critical local government areas in Kaduna, which includes Birnin Gwari, Giwa, Kachia, Kagaruko, Kajuru, Chikun, as well as Igabi local government. These are the critical areas. And with deployment of this personnel, the issue of security in Kaduna State will drastically reduce.
As Kaduna State strengthens its security architecture in the fight against banditry and other related crimes in the state.
That's beautiful. And just to be clear, that was the state government doing that. It's not the federal government giving them 1,000 forest guards. It's the state government taking initiative, which is brilliant. So kudos to the governor of Kaduna State, Governor Sani, and also, you know, the forest guards, you know, good luck to them. But while they're doing that in Kaduna State, let me read to you some. It is well. It is well. So, in Bokozo, of anything with the apple, na mass wedding, na be priority. Okay, at this point, let's just leave this matter and go to NDC. Yes, Governor Basoni. Yeah, he's doing well. That's in Kaduna State. Someone says it's their culture living. It's not their culture. It's not their culture. I don't want to talk about it. It's not their culture. When you have a people say that, why are you not doing this in our region? Why are you not doing that in our region? Then you see where money is going. So what? And this is not an oversimplification of the issue. What you see is you have like a pipeline, and it's a very sad thing. You have like a pipeline of, let's not. Here's the thing, right? Politicians will do all kinds of things to be able to get power, and if they know that certain things will get people to fall in love with them and vote, they will do that for them. It's not Hausa culture. It's not even their religion. So you have, and I hope they have plans for the children that will come out of these marriages, because where I come from, I mean, to be fair, it's not like culture is superior anyway, even in the north. Because I have friends who are also northerners. You get to a particular point, you're able to take care of a family, you get married, and of course, doesn't mean you have everything. Of course not. But you have enough to take care of, things. So you have children. Where would the children end up? Would they be raised by their parents, or would they become, folks that will eventually be used by certain people in order to perpetuate? What I'm saying basically, if you look at the problem, it's not just the problem. Maybe the way I'm feeling like this, because earlier today I'd seen this report, right, from ISWAP. They put out a picture of themselves praying during Eid, right? On Eid. They were dressed, there were children there, right? You have like a continuous supply of young kids through the Almajiri system. How do you ensure that these kids are actually taken care of? That's the primary duty, I think. And I may be wrong, just to be clear. I'm not trying to say that I have, all the information on this, right? But you have a situation where there's like an endless supply of food soldiers for the people we are clamoring and getting angry about the fact that they're disturbing your peace. There's an endless supply of these food soldiers is doing enough to take care of these children, and then you're going to organize mass weddings on a not even once in a while, on a regular basis, almost every other year, if not maybe more than once a year. Then you have this. What's the plan for these families? What's the plan? How do they take care of their kids? How do they make sure that the children don't end up on the streets? These are the things that I don't know. It's not the marriage that's the problem, because if they start having children. So when you think about it, you can't even divorce the problem of insecurity from this whole thing. And it may look unrelated until you look a bit closer. And you're like, there's something here and there's something there. But again, I mean, what do we know? After all, I'm a Yoruba man. It's not like I am from the north. But to be clear, growing up, I didn't used to see this in the papers, that there was one, and it's also had the lemon, like every day. I think I heard more than once a year, mass wedding, 3,000. Are these people empowered? And if they're empowered, and this is the thing, if they are truly empowered, they would not need you to help them get married. It is well. But again, I mean, different strokes for different folks, I guess. Now to NDC. The NDC put out a I don't know if you've seen this stuff. It's about money. NDC or Yatara. I think these guys are they have proper structure. I'm going to find you that news and read it. It's quite interesting. They put out a press statement earlier today. Office of the National Publicity Secretary, Nigeria Democratic Congress, NDC. Second NEC resolutions. NDC takes major steps towards institutionalization. The NDC is committed to building the party as a strong and enduring institution with emphasis on party supremacy. The programs, policies, and appointments except personal staff of all government elected on the... Oh boy, I love these guys, man. I love this. This was what LP lacked. Sorry, I'm just excited. Let me read to you. The NDC is committed to building the party as a strong and enduring institution with emphasis on party supremacy. The programs, policies, and appointments except personal staff of all governments elected on the platform of the party must be made in consultation with the party structure. The party remains supreme and members are expected to align their personal interests and agendas with those of the party. Number 2, all affiliated groups and NGOs shall operate under the guidance and control of the party and must not function in parallel with or independently of the party structure. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Number 3, a comprehensive code of conduct shall be established for all party officials and candidates. To this end, a committee has been constituted under the leadership of the National Legal Advisor to develop the framework and guidelines. Number 4, a National Reconciliation Committee has been inaugurated to reconcile all aggrieved members of the party. Number 5, the NDC is being built as an institution, not a personality cult. Sorry. The NDC is being built as an institution, not a personality cult, political movement, or special purpose vehicle, SPV, to be used and discarded. Members are encouraged to remain committed to the party and contribute to its growth and sustainability for generations to come. At all times, for all candidates and aspirants, total allegiance must be to the party and the national interest. On financial probity, the party will enforce strict accountability in the management of party resources by all officers, and party funds must be used strictly for party business. For candidates, there must also be strict accountability for all funding received, monies sourced by candidates at all levels, and contributions made by candidates to campaign accounts must be fully disclosed to the party at the appropriate levels, local government. Such funds, including presidential and governorship campaign accounts of the party as applicable. Signed, OSA Director, National Publicity Secretary, 7th June 2026. My God, my God. I want to get to my boy. I mean, you don't have to think twice to know exactly who this is targeting. But this is how to build a structure, by the way. I mean, I'm not a fan of NDC, just to be clear. I support President Tinubu 100%, okay? But I like structure. I like people who actually understand how to build, okay? These ones are serious, oh. And if they keep at this, if they go on this way, they're going to become a formidable opposition because they are starting at home, not by shouting all over the place. They are putting up a structure within their own party. That tells me they are very serious people. I'm laughing because I was listen, if you're getting money for a campaign, or you're going to have a dedicated campaign account, which is what should happen. Guess what? So people are saying this is sounding like the army. Supreme leader has spoken. Is army. It's sounding more like, what do you think? It's a party. Parties have structures. Let me just say the ones that actually got me. I'll bring you up very soon. This is the last thing I want to talk about for now before I bring you up. I mean, this news, to say. So, sorry. Number one, they said they want to build party as strong and enjoying the institution with emphasis on party supremacy. Oh my God. It's not about a movement. It's about party supremacy. No matter how many people you bring. I know the funny thing, they have done it in a very interesting way. You cannot leave that party anymore. If you're a candidate, you can't go anywhere. You can't port to another party according to the new electoral law. You cannot. You'll be there until after elections. It don't be for you. So they're saying now that it's party supremacy. We don't care if you have 1 billion people who voted for you last election, or if you have a movement. In this particular party, what we're concerned about is the supremacy of the party. Quite nice. Number two, they said all affiliated groups and NGOs shall operate under the guidance and control of the party and must not function in parallel with or independently of the party structure. Oh my God, it's sweet. The idea that you have Labour Party on one hand, and by the way, those ones actually, they were not good leaders. And I'm not saying be authoritarian or be autocratic or whatever. I'm just saying that you've got to have proper structure as a political party. LP did not. You allow some people to be holding an account. I'll talk about account later, Sha. You had this obedient movement to just running rampage. They are using you as SPV, which is why these guys mentioned that they are not SPV for anybody. They are not special purpose vehicle for anyone. Because they have learned from what happened to LP. You opened your doors, and they also made the mistake, Sha, but I think they knew what they were doing. That's not when he becomes presidential candidate. Ask him, this idea you have, this passion where you get, this ambition where you get, how it take a line with the vision of the party. They don't know. Because all they want not just platform to become governor or president or whatever. There's nothing correlating. We'll see correlation between the vision of the party, the plans of the party, and the ambition of the individual. Which is why the person should be in the party, learn the ropes, understand the movement and everything, and then grow through the ranks. It might take a couple of weeks, it might take a few months, it might take a few years, whatever. Then the person gets to represent the party. Not all these ones we're doing in Nigeria. We are not. I think we're getting ready. I was going to say we're not ready, but it looks like things are getting better with this kind of thing where they read. We'll go to number two. They say every affiliated group, whether you be obedient to what they talk now, whichever group you belong, if you say your principal did that party, everything you do has to be in consonance with the party structure. Quite nice, isn't it? Number three, they're going to put out a comprehensive code of conduct for all party officials and candidates. That one is their own issue. They have reconciliation committee number 4. Number 5, they are building, NDC is being built as an institute. Accountability in the manager. By the way, what I'm saying right now is not weird. This is what happens in the APC. It happens in every political party. It's just that some people think that because you have certain people supporting you, the rules should not apply to you. But it looks like these guys are serious. They say here that the party will enforce strict accountability in the management of party resources by all officers and Bowo as governorship candidate. You must explain how you take spend the money. If you don't want to explain, just make sure the money where they collect. It has nothing to do with the party. The contract say money sourced by candidates. If you as a candidate, you go look for money. Now you go look for Ramo. Money sourced by candidates at all levels and contributions made by candidates to campaign accounts must be fully disclosed to the party at the appropriate level. So if you don't want to mention president, but you get the point, or president or House of Rep member, I won't go wrong. No. You must report the money. You must report the money to the party. You go here when say the Labour Party then give you free and throw them come or just throw them like thing where you don't need. Throw them away. This one serious far. Talk say sorry, I'm just having fun, to be honest. I kind of like this, right? Because sometimes And when you see, like, maybe you are seeing this new damsel and you throw the opportunities you have, you throw it away. Okay. This one will show you when. If you go source money as candidates at all levels, whether presidency, governorship, whichever one, if you source money, now you go source the money, but you must explain. You must fully disclose to the party, say now waiting, and you must explain at the appropriate levels. If now local government chairman you want to the money where you collect, you could tell them, say, guys, this money is actually meant for my campaign, and this is the amount I got. The same thing goes for state, zonal, and national levels. Then it says such funds must be received through dedicated party campaign accounts, including presidential and governorship campaign accounts of the party. So if, for instance, you go around and say, I want to do fundraiser. So say you want to have whatever, a lunch, dinner to raise money. That money is not going to your account. There's no obedient movement to collect the money from that kidney. It has to go to NDC. Logic Vector say you must shalaye, not the spirit be that. So when this thing came out, all kinds of things now began to fly all over the place. People are saying all kinds of things. People are saying that it looks like NDC, I'll see if I can find you the source so I can read it to you. Like NDC is not even really thinking about 2027, the way they are moving, A gentleman, I don't know if he's gentle, a guy on Twitter, Jack, the builder, says, I know most of you are afraid to say it in public, but the truth is that NDC was set up for Kwankwaso Dixon 2031 ambition. It is clear now to most Obidients. I saw it and called it out, but was tagged an enemy. How do you leave a party that made Obidients kings and queens to go build a party where you are seen as a pawn in their own game? It was never about 2027 for them, but they will regret it eventually. We did here. This person is called Jack. I think he followed Peter Obi to ADC, but did not follow him to NDC. And now he's saying that Uche Rochas on Twitter says that his source within the NDC national leadership told him that one of the major factors that worked against many Obidients who intended to contest for various positions was the inability to demonstrate adequate financial preparedness. Oga, let me stop. I don't want to read all this campaign for democracy after election. Here's the point. NDC means business. Again, not my cup of tea. They're going to form. You remember what they were saying? They were going to form a parallel government and parallel Kineka. I mean, a movement trying to Shakin Shebiora. So they are saying here that anything you want to do, a through party. I'll bring some people up now who make the submissions very quick and they will call it a day. But that's that about today's stuff. So it's looking like NDC, Obidients are beginning to say all kinds of things and they're coming hard for NDC, particularly because of the stuff we just listened to. Please, no. See, my brother, don't bring anybody up, I beg. When I want to bring people, I'll bring them up when it's time. It's better that way. Bring people up, I have to tell them to mute their mics when they get up. I have to tell them some basic things because people forget sometimes. Now we didn't say it. Somebody just came up and just went off and started hearing the feedback. So don't worry, I'll just do it. But thank you very much. I know you're trying to help, but sometimes people forget the basic things. Where's Bumblebee? I'll bring Bumblebee back up, and then please, as soon as you get up, please mute your mics, and then we'll have your submissions. Right, Bumblebee? Okay, thank you. So why I say you're up, please mute. Adekomi, please mute. So all right, let's have. Oh, please mute. Adekomi, please. Even you, Adekomi, will mute. Carry. Bumblebee, good evening. Ẹkáàbọ.
Good evening, Prof.
Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ sà. Báwo lẹ ṣe rí ọ̀rọ̀ wa ní èwo ń bẹ ṣé ti security ni àbí ti NDC?
So ẹ jẹ́ tí ẹ kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú NDC. So the truth is, a lot of Nigerians, not to be condescending or not to just talk in a brash way, but a lot of the average Nigerians, we have an anyhow kind of way.
God bless you.
I don't know what is what would I say? This is a trending thing. This is the same anyhowness. Is all happens that some of them don't even set out to kill people. It happens that some of them don't even set out to kill people. You know, they just want, they think it's a way to make fast money. But then when they now pick up the person, they're not like, kill a shiva. You know, where can we keep this person? What can we do now? Now they begin to panic and try to, you know, close the business at the end of the day. Not everything is business. We as a people, we need to not litter our environment. We need to not do things anyhow kind of way. That's where the progress will come from. The leaders are taken from amongst us. The leadership in Nigeria is a reflection of the quality of people in this country. Until we learn to start doing things the right way. Kudos to NDC. I don't think they will get far with it. Sorry to say, because I've seen some underwriting, some handwritings on the wall that they haven't gotten it right. But it's good that they are reading the Riot Act to the people that want to misbehave. And it's good that they are laying the foundation, setting the rules before things get started, because it is when people, all these obedience, they like anyhowness. They don't want due process, you know, and they are got to, they want special purpose vehicle. Just in the words of Babai, what's the name of this guy? Minister
Yes, on Wiki.
Like food is ready. What is the life food is ready politics? Mama Puts. Thank you very much, Prof.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for that submission. And I mean, I think reading the Riot Act actually shows that they are serious. And they're also, let me tell you what they are doing. It's not even about all these laws. Sincerely, it's just one more message. The message is that this party is not like the one you're coming from, and it's not built around you. In other words, you are indispensable to NDC. And they are saying this message is particularly meant for, primarily, let me put it this way, in my own opinion, for Peter Obi, and then for every other person who is coming in. This is not going to be like you know, where you're coming from. And I think it makes sense, right? This is how to build structures. It should have been better, though, if they're the ones that actually raise people without thoughts. It's not be difficult. People will not be finding it weird that in a political party, you actually have structures. You have guidelines, right? It's quite interesting that people think this is weird, which means that, like what you said, that anyhowness has become embedded. So we think is a normal thing to do. But hopefully we'll learn. And yes, just go on, please.
All right, sir. Yes. Once again, concerning the NDC guys and with the government at the subnationals, only few items are always in the exclusive list. Only few things are vested with the government at the center. That's just the truth. But in Nigeria, unfortunately, the reverse is the case. I don't know. Maybe it's because we have been used to that unitary mindset. You know, requesting from the federal government to do for them what other states are doing for their own people, what even other local governments are doing for their own people. You will see some people celebrating street light in 2026, or is it 2025 now, right? When a local government in another place is building parks, doing wonderful things, right? So kudos to Kaduna state government, especially Kaduna state government. Our government is not doing anything for them. I hope she has seen it. At least that's the development on the part of their state government. And also a lot has been dispensed. I'm happy you were able to even bring up some facts, you know, to debunk that a lot has, in fact, they have received more when it comes to security intervention compared to that of, you know, so. And as for NDC, yes, I felt those guys were even smarter, because truly, yeah, they should have made him understand the party ideology. This is what we stand for before coming in, but they were smarter. Rather than for him to come and use them as special purpose vehicle, they better used him as special for themselves. And if they have the intelligence of making it a national party, why not? They should. It's good. But rather than for him to come, rather than for him to come and use them as a special purpose vehicle, they used him and they they showed that they were smarter. You know, Obi-Wan name Otiwa one chance. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much for that submission. So go to I think we have 2 more people, but please, you're going to have to make it very brief so we can close the session for today. If you join us for the first time, we do have the sessions every weekday, Mondays to Fridays, 4 p.m. If a time West African time, we start 4 on TikTok, play some music, and then we'll bring other people. We bring folks from other platforms online after some music. So please join us tomorrow. We'll be here 4 p.m. if a time West African time. All right. Okay, I think we have 2 more people and then we'll call it a day. There's A7 Dex and then there's CEO Coded. Good evening, A7. Well, please keep it short. A7, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, sir. Good
evening, ma.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Oruko you Joroko Benio, but this your voice. Okay. I thought it was him. All right, ma. Good to have you, ma. It's good to have a lady on stage. Good evening,
okay,
ma.
Number 1, let me start from the wedding. In as much as it sounds strange, I kind of like what Kano government is doing for its people because I believe that's what they want and that's what it's doing for them. And when you see in all those gatherings, I don't see there's any other ethnicity there apart from Hausa Fulani or their major tribes there. So it shows that he cares about his people and doing what they want for them. Or like our home part as a Yoruba, I don't see anything that we are getting from our Yoruba governors, our Southwest governors, that is really indigenous, that what any indigenous can point to, that everything has to be about all other. I think all the other ethnicity come first from before Yorubas. They've taken over everywhere. So I think I give kudos to the Kano State governor. But I just pray that they teach them about family planning so they don't give out to too much alimanjiris.
Say what? Family what?
Family planning. So they don't, because we have enough alimanjiris on the street already. You know, only if they can turn that into something positive to their people, something more productive, you know, apart from this wedding. But if that is how they want to grow their society or what their society needs, kudos to them. That is that.
All right. Thank you very much.
On the issue of
oh, okay. Please be brief, ma.
Forest guards, that's a good thing. I hope it work out better for them to sort out this insecurity once and for all. Then another thing is the issue of drugs in our domain. All this what Indigbolugis are doing. I know these people are doing. They are trying. Both NDLA, National Drug and whatever, they are trying. And there are another one at this other lady as well. They are trying. I think the state as well, they need their own special unit to help with the federal on this issue of powder on our streets, especially in the Southwest. Because these people, that is where I think they turn Southwest to the drug haven now. Most of this thing, they don't do it in their region. So the state need to do more. I know people behind by once and for all. Another one, the last one is this NDC. I really like what Seriaki Dixon is doing. That guy is showing what leadership should be, and because he knows the kind of lunatics he's dealing with, so he's giving them, giving them what they need to, what he is doing, what he needs to do as a party, putting the structures and the rules and regulation down. I think he has learned from what they did with Labour Party. So in order to prevent story that touched the arts, I kind of like the way he's putting lay down the rules and the structure that he's putting down. Kudos to him. And I hope the food don't ready party Oga, he will abide by the rules. I pray they'll be able to abide by the rules. Thank you.
I hope so
Thanks
too.
for giving me the pass.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am. Miss. Yeah, Madam Adeglo, Abi.
Yeah, it's me. Thank you.
Because you sound like okay, you're the same person. Okay, great.
That's
great.
my order.
Thank you very much, Eshewa.
I think I have some sort of thoughts, and that has to do with the incident in Oyo State. It said that life abhors a vacuum, and where there is a vacuum, of course, and I think that's the reason for all the rumors and the leaks that they're circulating about. I think it's about time the Oyo State government, maybe the governor himself directly, or somebody within the cabinet begin to run points on this. Because, I mean, terrorists it kind of gives some sort of goose pimples. Because, I mean, this thing has been circulating all along, and then the state government did not debunk it. Nobody has come to say, oh, no, we have gotten a demand from them, or we're talking to them or something. Nothing. All we're just hearing is, okay, once you share, I think we need to, the government in Oyo State needs to do better. And then I'm also looking at, if you look at the US pattern or the US model, apart from the US Army, they also have military contractors, just like in Russia, also has the Ragnar Group as well. So, and Nigeria has done something in that wise. I mean, the contract they gave to Tranta to protect the pipelines. I think it's high time the government might begin to look in that direction of having maybe private security firms with some special mandate to deliver on some special in that direction. Then also, secondly, I did mention here the last time that when state, one of the things they complained of was that these people were there for like about 3 hours and they were doing their thing, but they tried to reach out. They could not reach out because communication in that area there was practically no cell site there. So it's also something the government needs to look into, especially for the Southwest. Maybe all the Southwest governors need to come together and begin to collaborate with the telecom firms, so the telco companies, to make sure that the entire region of Southwest has cell site coverage, so that for this kind of thing, even if this incidents happen, they can immediately communicate and seek rescue or intervention from either government or militias or whoever it is that is able to rescue them. Then on NDC, it is well. Like you said, I've had this rumor even before they published this thing that NDC is not for 2027, it's for 2031. And the same name you mentioned are the same name they've been propagating all along. So like I said, then thirdly, I've forgotten. So I mean, let me just rest for now. Thank you, Prof.
That way they can curb this menace of just this irritant, just of LP. And I hope LP also finds its way back on their feet, because there's this man from LP who is also going on media rounds discussing the issues that happened in the party, talking about Obi and all of those things. By the end of the day, the buck stops at the table of the leader, and even the leaders had to come out to express some of the things that happened. That's Abure. Abure came out to talk about how Obi wanted something, Oti wanted something, and it's a total departure from what you have with NDC. NDC is more, they are stricter and they know exactly what they're doing. Let me see if I can play you that video before we go of Abure. He said as though the person we're talking about actually had like some. I mean, to be fair, he had a following, he had a large following, but I don't think he had that much. Muriel. Sha, I think I played it last week. Essentially, what I'm saying basically is that people can negotiate and stuff, but when you're the one creating a platform, you have people coming on that platform and they're just moving mad, and you're not able to actually stop them. At some point, people are going to ask you, as the Oga, how come you allowed that kind of thing to even happen? I'm going to play you something from Julius Abure before we go, but before then, I'll just play something from Arabambi, who also accused Peter Obi of some things while they were in LP. Again, this is not to say it's good or right, it's right or wrong. It's just to say that NDC has learned their own lesson. But quickly take a listen to Arabambi from the Labour Party.
Where we have to talk for and yet they didn't tell anybody. Now, in the final analysis in the court, electoral is very simple. Attach the result signed by your agent. Bobby knew what he was doing. He was going with all this buburu and a paper into the court to deceive those donors. It was in the judgment that they now told our lawyer to their phone that the result you submitted was not signed by the agent of Labour Party, not was signed in those 3,000 polling units. Now, my question is this: Obi as a graduate, is it telling me that lawyer didn't use the constitution of Alaba market to run an election?
Arabambi, wait. Can you minus for us 176 minus 134? Is it up to 53? 176,000 minus
189.
Okay, it's not total. Okay.
Yeah. So that was what other people uploaded, but our own is 134. Even NMPP even uploaded more than us. NMPP. They uploaded 176,200 polling units. Again, NMPP.
I found the video I was looking for. This other one, we have to create context for it, and we don't have that time. Here is the video I was talking about, where Abure was talking about what Peter Obi wanted and what Alex Otti wanted, even though he was the chairman of the party. And I mean, it is what it is. Please let's quickly take a listen to this before we go.
Responsible for people, was responsible for people interested in pushing out the National Working Committee, which we are leading.
I think it is probably quest for control, quest to have the party, quest to have party leadership in your pocket. Immediately INEC said tenure had expired, they were all clamoring to share the leadership of the NWS. Peter Obi wanted chairman, Alex Otti wanted secretary, and so they destroyed the party. And ironically, when they went to Umuahia to set up the critical committee, INEC refused to recognize it. That's the paradox, that's the irony of it. So at the end of the day, what they wanted to achieve failed woefully. And you know that. Because for me, I didn't see what we didn't do for them. We supported them, gave them all we had, gave them the platform without collecting money from them. And I want to be contradicted. Gave them opportunity, defended them, followed them to the courts, fought with them, and they won. And none of them, and I want this to be repeated, none of them ever years that we had these people in the National Assembly was made by them.
It was responsible for.
All right, so that was Julius Abure talking about, the kind of interesting stuff that was going on within the party. But around that interview that he granted, where he talked.
Election. So people now defer to him. So people who won the election, so people who saw him as the leader of the party started going to him. And that's when the crisis in the party started. Probably he didn't know too that probably some powers that be, that we also out to destroy the party. He naively followed the governor of Abia State to destroy the party. And today, I want to believe that even if Peter Obi doesn't come out to say that he regrets what happened with the property, I'm sure he will regret it. He may not openly admit it, but I want to say clearly that he didn't manage the crisis in the party. He didn't provide leadership in the party. He didn't manage it well. And this is where some people are now asking questions. That if you run away from crisis, like he said himself, that anywhere there is trouble, he runs away from it, then politics is not for you. Because politics is about controversy, it's about crisis, it's about disagreement, because it's an organization or political party or even police, an organization where there are varied interests. And as a leader of the party, you have a responsibility to apportion those those interests.
All right. Well, I hope everybody will be all right. Everybody will get the memo now. So if you thought Abure was weak, now you have Siraka Dixon to deal with. And like I said earlier, I like what NDC is doing, and I think it will help the party to last. All right. Lovely Monday session we had today. Let me thank everybody who has power tapped, who has liked on YouTube, on TikTok, and also on Facebook, and also on Twitter. Yeah, we're streaming on Twitter as well. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for sharing the live. Thank you for engaging. And thanks for writing the comment section as well. I didn't read many comments on YouTube today, but I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts as well. 147.1k likes on TikTok. That's good. That's beautiful. We'll be again tomorrow, 4 p.m. Ife time, West African time, and I'm sure we're going to have a great time discussing history, culture, politics, and innovation. Here's the Nigerian national anthem. After this, we'll play the Yoruba anthem. Please sing along. And if you don't know the lyrics by now, learn the lyrics. Here's the Nigerian national anthem.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all are proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hand unto our children a banner without name. Oh, God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. Nigeria may be Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wá, fún orílẹ̀-èdè wa. Tàgbéga, tàgbéga, tàgbéga fáyé rí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ bọ̀. Ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ni ẹ jẹ́ ká máa lépa. Tẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ òdàdìdé, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo adúláwọ̀.
àwa ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀ ìmọ́lẹ̀ wo ni wọ́ọ̀kùn lágbára Ọlọ́run ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ò ní bàjẹ́ Nàìjíríà náà ò ní bàjẹ́ ilé ìwọ̀ náà ò ní bàjẹ́ o káwọn adá sí ní lágbára Ọlọ́run ògòbí tó yí kùjẹkùjẹ wà Ọlọ́run bá mú kúrò àwọn tó jẹ́ adarí wa náà lọ́wọ́ fún ní ọgbọ́n ìmọ̀ àti láti tukọ̀ ọkọ̀ àti ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ní àti Nàìjíríà ní lápapọ̀. Lifetime. Thank you very much for being part of today's session. I'll see you again tomorrow at 4 p.m. Ife time, West African time. Do have a lovely evening. Good night. Odaro Esho.